Hey, it's Mr. Harmon. So today you guys are going to be doing a scavenger hunt with some poems that some of you may have seen from last class. I want to explain the assignment, and then I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you're going to finish it on your own. So I know what the instructions say with your partner, but I think you guys are able to do this by yourselves. So you should have in front of you 4 colors and a pencil. You should have blue, yellow, pink, and green, and also a pencil to make your underlines, or a pen is okay too. So we're going to be going through the poems that are in a packet that I will also give you. The front of the packet should say Figurative Language Scavenger Hunt, Poem Set 1. So take a look at the first poem, A Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns. I'm going to read it to you first, and then afterwards I'm going to show you how to highlight all the different parts, all the literary devices that you need to find. So remember, we are going to be looking for similes, personification, metaphors, hyperbole, and alliteration. But first, just listen. A Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns. My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas go dry. Till all the seas go dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. So let us take a look at the first stanza. Remember, stanzas are like paragraphs. So this is the first stanza. When we see my love is like a red, red rose, okay, this is going to be a simile. So you are going to want to make this blue. Okay. Then let's look at the second stanza. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas go dry. What Robert Burns is saying is that I'm going to love you until the sun melts the ocean. So the word seas means oceans. So can you really love somebody until all the water disappears from the ocean? No, because no one can live that long. So you are exaggerating. That is an exaggeration. So we are exaggerating, which means that I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas go dry is going to be hyperbole. So we are going to make this green. So just color over it with your colored pencil or whatever color thing that you have. Till all the seas go dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. So this part means, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. That means I will come find you even if you were 10,000 miles away. Now, if someone were 10,000 miles away from you, it would be pretty hard to walk to find them. So this is an exaggeration, 10,000 mile. And a lot of times, if you look for numbers, that's where you can find this hyperbole, this exaggeration. So we're going to make this green. So those are the only things that you find in that poem. Okay, let's do Mud by Marilyn Singer next. Mud by Marilyn Singer. Sometimes I'm in the mood for mud. When my toes have tasted too many sidewalks, when my knees have stayed too clean, when the earth is a cake without frosting or a sundae without sauce. Then I cheer on rain and thunder and forget about my shoes. In the park or by the river, I choose ooze. So let's look at the second stanza. When my toes have tasted too many sidewalks. Okay, we're repeating a sound. And the sound that we are repeating is T. So when you repeat a consonant sound, because T is a consonant, then we are talking about alliteration. So actually, toes have tasted too many. So that will be underlined, right? Because we're underlining alliteration. Okay, then let's look at the next stanza. When the earth is a cake without frosting or a sundae without sauce. We're comparing two things. We're making two comparisons. The first one is comparing the earth to a cake without frosting. So the sugary stuff on a cake is frosting. So they're saying that the earth is like a cake with no sugar on top of it. So we're comparing two things, but we don't see the word like or as. So when we do that, we are finding a metaphor. And that metaphor is going to be pink. Come on, pink, where are you? Oh, you can make it pink, you can make it red, doesn't matter. So our second comparison is when the earth is a cake without frosting or a sundae without sauce. Yesterday we talked about a sundae is ice cream. So we're saying it is ice cream without sauce. That's our second metaphor. So make that pink or red, doesn't matter. So there's no more literary devices in there. Let's do the next poem. Woo! All right, wake up everybody. Let's do the third poem. This one's a shorty. It's a little short poem. It's called Dinner Time Chorus by Sharon Hendricks. The teapot sang as the water boiled. The ice cubes cackled in their glass. The teacups chattered to one another. While the chairs were passing gas, the gravy gurgled merrily as the oil danced in a pan. Oh, my dinner time chorus, what a lovely, lovely clan. So in this poem, we have a lot of personification. So this one should be pretty easy to find because we know that teapots cannot sing, right? When you make tea, the teapot doesn't sing. It doesn't sing, since you've been gone, blah, 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 right? No, teapots can't sing, and neither can I. I'm not very good at singing. Ice cubes cackled, right? We said cackled. Cackled means laugh, okay? And ice cubes cannot laugh. The teacups chattered, okay? Chattered means talked, right? The past tense of talk, talked. So the teacups chattered, or the teacups talked. So teacups cannot talk. And last time I checked, chairs cannot pass gas. So chairs for passing gas is also personification. The gravy gurgled merrily, or just the gravy gurgled. That is personification. Boom. And the oil danced. The oil is not a person, and people can dance, but not oil. Oh, my dinner time chorus, what a lovely, lovely clan. Okay, so that is the only literary device in that poem. So let's move on to the last one, the rain poem. That's even smaller than this one. Rain poem by Elizabeth Coatsworth. The rain was like a little mouse, quiet, small, and gray. It pattered all around the house, and then it went away. So we see in the very first line, it begins with a simile. The rain was like a little mouse. So we use the word like, which means that it is a simile. So let's make that blue. Quiet, small, and gray. It pattered all around the house. Pattered means to walk with very small steps, or to walk and make very little noise when you do it. So rain cannot walk. Okay, the rain is an object. So we don't say that objects walk. So it pattered all around the house. That is personification. So let's make that yellow. And that's the only devices in this poem. Next, we're going to move on to the second page of your scavenger hunt. For this last section, you're going to choose 3 poems and answer the following questions. You can do this by yourself. I believe in you guys. So for this one, we're going to look back at the very first poem on the first page called A Red, Red Rose. So turn in your packet to A Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns. So you can see the title of the poem is called A Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns. So turn to your sheet and you're going to write A Red, Red Rose. Okay, you don't need to put the author, but if you want to, you can. By Robert Burns. Okay, the theme of the poem. Now, the theme of the poem can be different for everybody, but it should be almost the same. So I say the theme of the poem, and you're going to write in complete sentences. The theme of the poem is loving someone for a long, long time. So the theme of the poem is basically, what is the message? What is it about? Okay. Then the tone of the poem. How does the poem feel? The tone of the poem is very romantic. Okay, the next question, how many stanzas are in the poem? So let's take a look at the poem itself. So to count the stanzas, we look at each little, we would call them stanzas, but they're like paragraphs. So this is the first one. We have 1. This is the second one. 2. And then this is the third one. 3. And a little mini stanza over here. 4. And then the last one. 5. So there are 5 stanzas in the poem. So next to stanzas, I've written there are 5 stanzas. Is there repetition in the poem? Yes. Let's take a look. So look at the end of stanza number 2. Till all the seas go dry. Till all the seas go dry, my dear. So the repeated part is till all the seas go dry. So go back to your sheet. So for our example, till all the seas go dry, my dear. Till all the seas go dry. Then is there rhyme in the poem? Yes. And then you'll find the example of that. Good luck. You can do it. This isn't that hard. Yay!